Today, I'm testing out a new video format. I put together a list of 10 sets that are projected to retire by both the Brick Fanatics and BrickTap retirement lists. 5 of them are popular sets commonly talked about for LEGO investing, and the other 5 are not talked about as much or not as popular for LEGO investing. I'm going to start by comparing each of these 5 pairs blindly. I'll share some data points around each of the 2 sets, and based off that alone, without seeing what set it is, you at home can decide which set you'd rather invest in before the sets are revealed. The goal of this video isn't to say for sure whether one set is better than the other for investing, but more so to get us thinking. I hope this will be a good exercise to help us as investors remove some of our personal bias that we have towards sets so that we can make better educated decisions based on data. We'll start off with 2 sets that are both Target exclusives. One has an MSRP of $129.99 and the other $89.99. They have the same shelf life of 1 year and 7 months and are licensed sets. One has 75 listings on eBay, which is pretty low, but the other only has 35 listings, which is even better. The first set is selling on average about 18% under MSRP on eBay, while the other is 12% under. One has 4 minifigures, 3 of which are unique, and have a total combined value of $54.30, which is 42% of the set's MSRP, not bad at all. But the other one has 7 minifigures and they're all unique. Their combined value is $51.43, which makes up 57% of its MSRP. The first set does have an advantage on price per piece at 8.4 cents, with the other set at 10.8 cents. I'll stop here just to note that I really never talk about price per piece on my channel. For me, it almost never impacts my decision on how a set will perform as an investment. As long as there's strong demand for the set, it'll sell in retirement, even if it has a bad price per piece. But I wanted to add it here as an additional data point in case anyone was interested or considers that factor. And finally, the most important point here in my opinion, the first set doesn't really have any continued collectability. It's a one-off and isn't part of a sub-theme. While the second set does have continued collectability, it's the first in a sub-theme of sets that will continue into 2025 and likely past then. Alrighty, those are the numbers. Take a second to soak them in and decide which one you would rather invest in. The set on the left is 43227 Villain Icons, and the one on the right is 76422 Diagon Alley, Weasley's Wizard Wheezes. I think both of these sets definitely have investing potential, but the largest factor between the 2 sets in my opinion is continued collectability. Many people haven't realized that LEGO is releasing a series of Diagon Alley buildings individually. The second in the wave is 76439, Ollivander's and Madame Malkin's robes, coming out on June 1st of this year. This will cause many people to be looking for the first set in the series once it's retired so that they can collect and display all of the buildings together. Now, what do you think about these 2 sets? I'd love to hear your thoughts on them as well as the other comparisons coming up shortly in the comments below. And while you're down there, if you're enjoying this video, I'd appreciate it if you could drop a like and subscribe to my channel. Our next comparison is for people who like to invest in high dollar sets. We have 2 $400 sets. The first set has a 4-year and 3-month shelf life, pretty long, but the other one only has a 1-year and 7-month shelf life. Both of these are licensed sets. The first one has 128 listings on eBay, while the other one only has 20. Both of these sets are selling over MSRP, which is a great sign. First one 10% over, the other one 7.5% over MSRP. The first set has a whopping 21 minifigures, 9 of those are unique, with a combined value of $245.92, which is 61% of its MSRP. That is really phenomenal. The other set has 7 figures, 6 of which are unique, and they have a value of $129.48, which is 32% of its MSRP. As far as price per piece, the first set is sitting at 12.6 cents, and the second one is right around 10 cents price per piece. And then the biggest factor I see for both of these 2 sets is the first one is not a retailer exclusive, but the second one is a LEGO store exclusive. Okay, make your pick on what set you'd rather invest in. On the left, we have 75290, Mos Eisley Cantina, and on the right, we have 76252, the Batcave Shadow Box. These 2 sets are probably on the opposite side of the spectrum for most investors. I see everyone talking about how good of an investment the Mos Eisley Cantina will be, but the Shadow Box is very looked down upon, and many have speculated that it would go on a deep discount, but it hasn't yet. I'm not saying that I think the Shadow Box is better for investing, but it really should be considered more. The supply on it is incredibly low on top of it being a LEGO exclusive. This is exactly how the Coliseum shot up to crazy values. Everyone ignored it and it just went out of stock overnight. Now all of this can definitely change if it does go on a 40% discount or something like that for half the year, like that Black Panther bust did last year. At that point, you need a very significant discount to make it investable. The next pair is of two sets that are both $35 and they're both vehicles. They also both have a 2-year and 10-month shelf life and are licensed. The first set has 197 listings on eBay while the second one has 94. The first set is going 17% under MSRP while the other is at 11%. That's pretty comparable. Only the first set has minifigures. Both of them are unique, but they're only valued at $5.07, which is 14% of its value. A really great price per piece on the first set of 6.2, and the second set is also great at 9 cents. Much more volume on Amazon for the first set at $2,000 a month, and the second set only $900 plus a month. And they both definitely have an aspect of continued collectability for the future. Alrighty, the set on the left is the Mercedes Speed Champions Dual Pack 76909, and on the right is the John Deere Tractor 42136. Speed Champions always get a lot of love in the LEGO investing community, which is fair because of how consistently well that theme has performed over time, but I'm not seeing any chatter around this tractor. A lot of these factors do favor the Speed Champions set, but I think the lack of supply makes up for it. This is an untested sub-theme with John Deere, and I believe the collector market post-retirement will be solid. Next up, we'll be comparing two Super Mario sets. The first one has an MSRP of $269.99. The second one is at $199.99. The first one has a very long 4-year and 5-month shelf life compared to the other one, which is at 2 years and 10 months. Because of that long shelf life, it makes sense that there's also a lot of listings on eBay at 242, while the other one only has 72 listings, much less. The first one is selling pretty close to MSRP, 7% under, while the other set is selling right around MSRP, if not a little bit more. Both of these sets don't have any minifigures. Price per piece is pretty comparable, 10.2 versus 9.7. The Amazon buy box for the first set is at MSRP, it's still in stock, but the other set is out of stock on Amazon, and the buy box is sitting at around $250 from a third-party seller. And the last factor, which probably gives away these sets if you didn't figure them out already, is the first set's retiring in December, but the other one is retiring in July. Now, to reveal the sets, on the left we have 71375, the Nintendo Entertainment System, and on the right we have 71395, the question mark block. To me, the question mark block is very much so the better option between the two. It wins in every category and it retires at the end of July, giving it an extra 6 months to grow in value before the NES. Currently, the supply is really drying up for the question mark block, but my one concern is when it actually completely dries up. It's currently backordered on Lego.com and should ship on June 7th. With this new wave, I'm curious how many sets LEGO produced and what retailers they're going to send that to. Over the past several years, many of the July retirement sets have lingered in stock for a while after retirement. But if this one does disappear by the end of July or sooner, it really seems poised for a takeoff considering it's already selling for $50 over MSRP on Amazon. The last comparison is between two Star Wars sets. The first one has an MSRP of $69.99 and the second one is at $54.99. The first one has a year and 10-month shelf life, while the second one only has 8 months. On one hand, we have 120 listings on eBay, but the other one only has 49 listings. The first set is 26% under MSRP in its average sales, so it's going well under. And then the second set is selling for 15% over MSRP. Both of them don't have any minifigures and have pretty good price per pieces, 9.1 for the first set and 7.5 for the second. The first one is available at every single retailer, but the second one is a LEGO exclusive, and both of them have continued collectability. On the left, we have 75350 Clone Commander Cody helmets, and on the right, 40676, the Phantom Menace. Many people are high on all of the Star Wars helmet sets, and so am I at the right price, but I think this Brickheadz pack will do better in the short term and long term with all of the data that we have here. There will simply be much less supply out there due to it being a LEGO store exclusive and only having an 8-month shelf life. But at the end of the day, they are both very collectible and no doubt will be sought after in retirement by collectors and completionists. Alrighty, those are the 5 comparisons I put together for this video. Again, I'd love to hear your thoughts on these comparisons in the comments, but also any feedback on this format and whether I should make more videos like this in the future. If you did enjoy it, I'd appreciate it if you could drop a like and subscribe to my channel for more weekly LEGO investing content. And with that, thanks everyone for watching. I'll see you in the next video. As always, my videos are not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm only sharing my journey as a LEGO investor, and I encourage you to do your own research before buying any LEGO sets.